Okay, clase. Here we go. Our new vocabulario for Unidad 1, Lección 1. We're talking about viajes y vacaciones, trips and vacations. And this is vocab that I've combined from pages 55 and 79 in your textbook. So I picked out the words that were a little bit more common, a little bit more useful to you if you travel to a Spanish-speaking country, and I left out words that aren't as important to use. All right, so I'm going to say the words. I'm going to leave some time that you can practice saying them after me, and if it is a cognate, or that word that looks or sounds like English, I'm going to put a little pink dot next to it. And let's make sure that the dot is going to be visible. Okay. So under our first section, personas, these are all the people you might encounter. We have el agente de viajes. Or la agente de viajes. And that's your travel agent. El auxiliar de vuelo. La auxiliar de vuelo. El pasajero. La pasajera. El turista. La turista. All right, so you might notice agente, auxiliar, and turista. They don't change if they're masculine or feminine. Only that article, that definite article, el or la, will change and let us know the gender of the person. All right. As far as cognates go, el agente, all right, looks like agent. Pasajero, passenger, and turista. We could all consider those cognates. All right, next section, lugares, or places. La agencia de viajes. Agencia is a cognate. El aeropuerto. Aeropuerto is a cognate. La habitación individual. La habitación doble. All right, individual and doble, both are cognates. And so is habitación if you think of it like a habitation or a habitat, place where something or somebody lives. Okay, el hostal. Hostal is a cognate. Oh, next one's super hard. I don't know how you guys are ever going to remember this one. El hotel. And hotel is a cognate. La puerta. And we already know puerta as a door, but in this case, we can also use it to mean the gate at an airport, all right? And if you think about it, if you've ever traveled on a plane, to go through the gate, you're going through the doors to get to the plane. Okay, la oficina de turismo. All right, oficina and turismo, both are cognates. And el reclamo de equipaje. All right. This one's a little bit of a stretch, If we look at reclamo, it kind of looks like reclaim. And if you ever go to a baggage claim, you're going to reclaim your suitcases and whatever baggage you had. All right, so that one's a little bit of a stretch. All right, under the cosas, the things, we have el autobús. Autobús can be a cognate. El avión. And again, avión is a little bit of a stretch to make it a cognate, but if you know the term aviation or aviator, all right, you have that AVI to start off, you'll know it has something to do with flying with an airplane. El boleto. El equipaje. El itinerario. And itinerario is a cognate. La llegada. La maleta. La pantalla. El pasaporte. Pasaporte is a cognate. El recuerdo. La salida. La tarjeta de embarque. El taxi. Ooh, another hard one for you guys. El taxi is a cognate. El tren. El tren, also another cognate. El viaje. And the last one, el vuelo. All right. One thing I want to point out, don't make fun of my drawing, please. The difference between a maleta and equipaje, all right? Maleta we consider as like the one suitcase. Equipaje would be the multiple. All right, when you talk about your luggage, you talk about like everything you bring. All right, and this would be kind of like a collective of maletas. All right, so just one maleta could be in your entire set of equipaje. All right. Let's go on to our verbos, the verbs we're going to use. These are all verbs that either have to deal with going on a trip by plane or things that you might do while you are on your vacation. Okay, so we have abordar, and abordar is a cognate. Acampar. Acampar is another cognate. Confirmar el vuelo. All right, confirmar is a cognate. Dar una caminata. Facturar el equipaje. And when we say check your luggage, it's not like you're looking through it. It's when you go to the airport and you hand it over to the people and they put it underneath the plane. That's what it means to check your luggage or your baggage. Okay. Hacer la maleta. Hacer una excursión. And an excursión. Excursion would be a day trip. Ir de vacaciones. Vacaciones is a cognate. Mandar tarjetas postales. All right, this one's a little bit of a stretch. You can see inside of postales, we have the word postal, which we know would be having to deal with the post or our mail. Okay. Montar a caballo. All right. Montar, a little bit of a stretch again. Montar, like to mount. You would mount a horse. Pasar por la aduana. All right. Pasar would be a cognate. You would just have to know what la aduana is. And if you're not sure, customs, that is the security check you go to when you get to a foreign country. They would just are making sure that you are not bringing anything with you that is not allowed in that country. All right. Or if you're traveling back from the United States, you have to go through U.S. Customs to make sure you're not bringing anything illegal back into the States. All right. Pasar por seguridad. All right. Again, pasar is a cognate, and so is seguridad. Pescar. Tomar fotos. All right. Fotos is a cognate. You can also use the term sacar fotos as well. They mean the same thing. All right. Ver las atracciones. All right. This one is a little bit of a stretch. Atracciones, the attractions or the sights. Viajar. Visitar un museo. Visitar un museo is a cognate. And volar. And make a note of yours. I forgot to put it on here. Volar is a boot verb, and that is one of those O to UE boot verbs. So to say I fly, you'd say yo vuelo. I fly. Okay. All right. And just some frases útiles, some useful phrases. If you go travel abroad, you can use these. To ask where something is, you could say ¿Dónde está? Or ¿Dónde están? All right. Maybe you go to a hotel or a hostel. You need to ask if anything is available, if there's any room available. You would ask, ¿Hay algo disponible? You might hear somebody either at the hotel or maybe security ask or tell you, identificación, por favor. All right, identificación, that's a cognate. If you go to a hotel, you can tell the person at the desk, tengo una reservación. A reservación is a cognate. And then this phrase we know, we could say voy a, and then fill in something. So to talk about what you are going to. So you could say, voy a acampar. I am going to camp. Or you could say, yo voy a Costa Rica. I am going to Costa Rica, the place. All right. So practice these vocab words. Keep saying them over. If you want to re-listen to this video, you can. And these will be the words that we use for this unit.